Welcome to ZS Crochets, and yes, today we are going to be making these crochet sleeves in under 60 minutes. They are so easy to make, they build up so fast, you don't need to spend the whole day making sleeves, and oh, they are also beginner friendly. So grab your hook and yarn, let's get started. So for this tutorial I'm going to be using 7.5mm hook. It's a Tunisian hook because I did not have something smaller like the crochet hook in 7mm, and then I'm going to be using 2 strands. It's really small, that's why I'm using 2 strands. So let's get started. So to begin, we are going to begin by making the front and the back panel, and they are exactly the same, nothing changes. You can see it's made up of 3 rows, and then the shoulder row, which is 1, and then this side too, the shoulder row is simply 1. So let me show you how to do this. Oh, and you're going to be needing 2 of these, so I've already made mine, but so now let me show you how to make yours too. So to begin, you're going to make a slip knot. Grab your hook, tighten it. After making a slip knot, I'm going to make a chain of 45. They don't have to be so tight, we want it a bit loose. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up to 45. I've made a chain of 45. It's really long. So after making a chain of 45, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to count off 9 stitches, sorry, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and now I'm going to go into this 9th stitch with a treble crochet. Pull through 2, pull through 2, and now pull through 2. So this counts as a chain 2 and a treble crochet, this chain that you have left behind. After that, you're going to make a chain of 2, which is 1 and 2, then yarn over twice, then come here. You're going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, go into the 3rd stitch with a treble crochet. After that, chain 2 again, 1 and 2, yarn over twice, skip the next 2, and I'm going to repeat this up to the end of the row. Chain 2, sorry, I'm going to be repeating this up to the end of the row, and then I'll meet you towards the end. So here we are, I've chained 2 and yarned over twice, so I have 3 left. So I'm going to keep this 1st, 2nd, and now go into the last stitch with a treble crochet, of course. So now this is the end of row 1. You can see this is the end of row 1. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 13 boxes. So now to begin row 2, you're going to chain 6, please. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. After chaining 6, you're going to turn your work. So this chain 6 counts as a treble crochet and a chain 2. So yarn over twice. You're going to come on top of this treble crochet here and insert your treble crochet. Chain 2. As I told you, it doesn't have to be tight. After chaining 2, come here on top of the next treble crochet. So we are simply going to repeat that up to the end of row 2. Chain 2, so I'm gonna be meeting you at the end of row 2. So here we are, we are still doing exactly the same thing. Chain 2, and over twice, come on top of this treble crochet with a treble crochet. then you can see we have this remaining. So you're going to make a chain of 2 again, and after making a chain of 2, you're going to make sure that you skip 2 stitches here, yarn over twice. So you're going to count 2 stitches. This is 1 stitch, 2 stitch. Now come into this 3rd stitch here. It doesn't really matter how you go into it, but make sure that you go into it with a treble crochet. So now this is the end of row 2. So for row 3, you're going to repeat the same thing like row 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 and turn. So repeat row 2 so that you can be having 3 rows with you. You can see I made 1, 2, 3 rows. So continue that, and when you're done with 3 rows, or if you want it bigger, you can go ahead and make maybe 5 or 4 according to what you want. But if you're done with the 3 rows, now we are going to be making this part. This is the shoulder part, like, yeah. So to make this here after your 3rd row, so assuming you are done with your 3rd row, you're still going to do the same thing, chain 6. So assume we have 3 rows here now. Now chain 6, and after chaining 6, do the same thing, yarn over twice, come here with a treble crochet, chain 2, chain 1 and 2, yarn over twice, come here with another treble crochet, chain 2, yarn over twice, come here with another treble crochet. So now this is done. You can see there are only 3 boxes that I added. So remember, we are assuming you've already made your 3 rows here, and now this is like the 4th row, which is just quarter or half. So you can see I made 1, 2, 3 boxes and I stopped, and I'm doing the same thing here. 1, 2, 3 boxes, stop. You can now make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn. Cutting your yarn, you can now just pull it out. So that is done. So you're gonna come this side. Remember, we have made we have used 1, 2, 3, 4. Come here, count 1, 2, 3 and 4. So you're going to come here and insert your hook, and after inserting your hook, you're going to attach your yarn. Just simply attach your yarn in whichever way that is simpler for you, and make a chain of 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So yarn over twice, skip the next 2 stitches which are chain 2 space, and come on top of this next treble crochet with another treble crochet. So 1 box is formed. After that, make a chain of 2, yarn over twice, come on top of the next treble crochet, two boxes, yarn over twice, chain 2, yarn over twice. As I told you, when you're working towards the end, you count off 2 stitches, 1 and 2, and now come into the 3rd stitch with a treble crochet. After that, you're going to chain 1 and now cut your yarn. After cutting your yarn, you can now pull it out. So I assume that you have something like you are done with this part, and you're going to be repeating the same thing for both the front and the back panel. So you simply choose, because they are basically the same. So the next thing we are going to be doing is we are going to be joining this top of the shoulder part here. So I have already joined part of it just to figure it out. See, so to join, you're going to grab both your parts, the front and the back, and then you're gonna come here. You can see like we have this treble crochet, then you're going to count off 2 stitches, and remember it's beginning from one here, 2. Now come into this 3rd stitch, and you're going to attach your yarn here, and after attaching your yarn, you're going to, that counts like a chain, so 1, chain 3 on the go, 2 and 3. After chaining 3, come here. Now for this case, ours is already identified the treble crochet. Come on top of that treble crochet, and you're going to slip stitch. After that, make a chain of 3, 2 and 3. Now come on that top part, the top panel, and you're going to come into this, on top of this treble crochet, slip stitch, chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. Come here. See, we have worked into the 1st stitch. Now work into the 2nd treble crochet. Remember, we are working only and only on top of treble crochets, so slip stitch there, make a chain of 3 again, 1, 2 and 3. After making a chain of 3, come onto the top part. You can see that this one is already worked onto, so the next one is here. Place another slip stitch, make a chain of 3, 1, 2, 3. Come this side. You can see that this one is already worked into, so come to the next with a slip stitch, make a chain of 3, 2 and 3. Come to the next. See, this is worked into, so come here, make a chain of 3, 2 and 3. Come this side. So you can see that this is worked into. As I told you, you're going to count off, this is 1, 2, come into the 3rd stitch and slip stitch. After that, you can make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn. After cutting your yarn, pull out the loop. So you can see this is what we have, something like this, and this is the neck part. This is where we have joined our work. Don't worry, we shall be weaving in the ends and it will look neat. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to be attaching the sleeve. But before we attach the sleeve, for my case, if I use the whole of this part, it would be too big for me, so I'm going to join off 1 square from the bottom, and the same thing will be done this side. So this is what we have joined this side already. So I'm going to grab my hand. Remember, we're joining off only 1 box, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm gonna come here. You can begin from wherever you want, but for my case, let me begin from here and from here, like it's corresponding, like both the front and the back panel. So come through with your yarn, and then you can tighten it here. And after that, I'm going to just continue stitching our stitches together. Come into the next stitch, find the next stitch here. It doesn't have to be so tight. Come into the next stitch. So this is what we have. You can see I've already worked into that stitch, so come into the next, sorry about that, come into the next stitch. It doesn't have to be so tight. Come into the next stitch, same thing. Come into the following stitch and do the same thing. remember we are leaving off 2 stitches. We don't have to join up to this side, we are leaving off 2 stitches, like you can see, 1 and 2, same thing here, 1 and 2. So after that I'm going to join it together, tighten off my yarn, now can cut off the yarn. So this is how I've joined. We have this armhole here, and the same thing I did this side, join here, and we have our armhole. So to begin working into the armhole, let me show you what you're going to be doing. To be going in rounds this side, and then we shall also go in rounds this side. This is what we have, and now we are going to be inserting our sleeves into the armholes. You can see we have this armhole here and also have this armhole here. So to insert the sleeves, you're going to grab your, remember where we joined the underarm from, so that's where we are going to begin from. Come here into that kind of space and insert your hook, attach your yarn. After attaching your yarn, make sure it's in place. Let me slip stitch into it again. Yeah, so after that I'm going to make a chain of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, yarn over twice. After inserting my 6 here, you can see that we have something over here. We are not going to work into that, we are rather going to skip it and just come over here. You can see we have, this is where we joined our work from, and after joining our work we continue straight to the next treble crochet and insert our treble crochet there. Remember we are working with treble crochets today. After that, make a chain of 2 again, yarn over twice, and come into the next treble crochet. They are far away spaced, but that's okay. Chain 2, 1 and 2, yarn over twice. As I told you, you don't have to tighten your stitches, so skip all this and come on top of the next treble crochet. Remember we are working in rounds now, so make a chain of 2, 1 and 2. You can see they are spaced. After making a chain of 2, I'm going to come, you can remember where we joined the shoulder part from. Yep, so skip all this and just come here. It's like the next treble crochet still. Chain 2, yarn over twice, come onto the next treble crochet, 1, 2 and 3. So after that we still have one more treble crochet to work into, so make a chain of 2 again, 1, 2, yarn over twice, come here, so after that you can see that no more chain to work into, but now you're going to chain 2 only, 1 and 2. After chaining 2, so this is where we began from. I told you how to do that. Count 1, 2 and just come into this 3rd stitch, or you can count from 1, 2, 3, coming from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, come into the 4th stitch and slip stitch here like this. So this is the end of round 1. So if you see here, I have 7 boxes in the round, so you're going to make a chain of 1. This is round 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. After that, yarn over twice, and now it's simpler. Just skip next 2 stitches, 1, 2, come on top of this treble crochet with a treble crochet, yarn over twice, sorry, chain 2, treble crochet into the next, on top of the next treble crochet, 1, 2. I'm going to repeat the same thing up to the end of this round. So you can see we are done again, coming to the end of row 2. So chain 2, and after chaining 2 I've already shown you what to do. Count 1 2 3, come into the 4th stitch with a slip stitch. So I'm going to continue doing this until I can. Remember, I'm working with only 7 boxes, they shouldn't increase or decrease. So chain 6 for row 3, 4 5 and 6, and after chaining 6 just continue like I've shown you. Continue repeating row 2 until you come up with a sleeve that is long enough to accommodate the length of your arm. Yeah, that's all you need to do. I'll meet you when I'm done. So I'm coming to the end and I've come up with 13 rows of the sleeves. So you're going to slip stitch. I'm ending off my 13th row. After that you can make a chain 1 and cut off your yarn. After that, pull out your loop and you are done with the sleeve. So remember, I made 13 rows, but you can make them as long as you want or as short as you want, and you'll be repeating the same thing this side. And once you're done, the only thing remaining will be for you to weave in the ends. If you like this video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel for more crochet tutorials. And if you have anything or any suggestion or anything that you'd like to see me make a tutorial about, please drop it in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching and happy crocheting.